People have called and said that you've been laying in this car for 4 hours.
4 hours? I don't want to give you my ID. I can be here till after sunset. I know this.
Exactly, and now that you've been asked to identify yourself, we need you to identify yourself.
But what is it that I'm doing that's illegal?
We don't know. Nobody said you're now at this point.
You should check their ID. I'm sure they're on their way somewhere really suspicious.
Well, if I need to, I will.
You couldn't have handled this by yourself? You couldn't have just said, hey, ma'am, are you all right?
All right.
No.
Yes.
You are not getting me out of my car.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
You are not.
Don't resist me.
No.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. Today's story is out of Guntersville, Alabama. Christy Caldwell Landry was enjoying an afternoon by taking a walk along the Tennessee River shoreline. When she returned to her car, she relaxed, listened to the radio, and decided to take a nap. A woman called 911 to voice concerns that a girl was sleeping in her car for the past 2 hours, and that the car had expired Louisiana plates.
I don't know if she's asleep or something's wrong with her. So I didn't know if the police needed to come and check on her.
When the Guntersville police arrived on scene, they learned that the plates were not expired, but woke Christy up anyways. The video begins with officers ordering her to produce ID and attempting to remove her from the vehicle.
Would you like to give me your ID or go to jail?
No.
You don't want to give me your ID?
I'm not going to give you my ID.
Okay, well, come on.
No.
Yes.
You are not getting me out of my car.
Yes, ma'am, I am.
You are not.
Don't resist me.
No.
You're required to give me your ID when I ask for it, okay? Under Title 15.
Can you give me? I am taking a nap because I'm off
Do you
of
want to go
work
jail?
right now. I live in town.
Okay, would you like?
I'm not
Ma'am,
going to sit
I'm
here.
talking. Would you like to give me your ID or go to jail?
No.
You don't want to give me your ID?
I'm not going to give you my ID.
Okay, well, come on. Put your shoes
No,
on.
no.
Come on.
No.
Yes.
You are not getting me out of my car.
Yes, ma'am,
no,
I am.
You are not.
Don't resist me.
No. Why
Listen
is
to
he
me.
doing this?
Listen to me.
Are you about to break my elbow?
You listen to me, okay? I've asked you for your ID. You've told me
Would
no.
you talk to me? I'm telling you
told you
who I
not
am.
to.
It doesn't matter
Yes, ma'am.
what my card says.
Okay, give me your ID.
Is this how y'all treat
We have the
people?
right to identify you, okay?
There's
people been calling.
Well, they've been calling. I've been here for.
If you'll let me
I'm
explain-
taking my lunch break.
Can you let me explain to you what we got the call on and why we're starting to investigate this, okay? Can you let me just explain?
Yeah, sure.
People have called and said that you've been laying in this car for 4 hours.
4 hours?
Listen to me. We don't know anything until we get here, identify you, and see if everything's okay. This officer's asked for your identification. You're supposed to.
I'm sitting here.
You're supposed to provide
I'm not
that.
supposed to provide that because I'm sitting in my property. Okay?
You're on city property.
Okay, I am a part of the city
So go
too.
ahead. Ma'am, why are you?
You just woke me up.
Right.
What do you
We
expect?
didn't know that you've been here asleep for 4 hours or 4 minutes
haven't
or 4
been-
seconds. It doesn't matter.
I
We
was
have to
listening to Sean Hannity for about 15 minutes, then I went to sleep.
Do you want to
I
give us
could
our
not
ID?
sleep. No, I don't. I don't want to give you my ID. And I have no other reason other than you are approaching me in a very rude manner while I am sleeping. And now I'm going to be in a terrible mood all day.
It could be more terrible because you are.
4 hours.
Once you've
Who
been asked-
called you and said I was here for 4 hours?
We're not the dispatchers. We don't take the calls. We just go answer them.
Well, dang.
You're supposed to
I
identify
can't
yourself.
take
He's
a
asked you for
nap.
identification. He's asked you for identification.
What if I'm walking? Would you approach me and tell me that
If you
that's
were-
strange?
If something got called in that you were acting strange, then yes,
I'm
we would have to
strangely
investigate it.
sleeping in my car.
Ma'am, we have to
I
investigate
can
the
be
call.
here till after sunset. I know this.
Exactly, and now that you've been asked to identify yourself, we need you to identify yourself.
Who are you?
Provide us. I'm Officer Young with Guntersville Police Department.
So
I'm
I
gonna
have
need
to
you
identify
yourself.
myself because I'm sleeping in my car.
Yes.
And then what?
If everything's fine,
Everything is fine. This is my space and everything is fine.
All right,
Now,
I'm
if
gonna-
I'm doing something illegal, then
We don't know.
you
Do you have
can
warrants?
take me in. What is illegal? What is it that I'm doing
we
that's
don't know.
illegal?
Nobody
Nobody said
warrants
you're
now
not.
at this point.
I
but
don't
nobody
have
said-
any warrants.
Nobody said anything
I'm
was
sitting
illegal.
in my
Okay.
car,
Ma'am,
very
Ma'am.
sleepy.
ma'am,
Very sleepy.
ma'am.
The officers have already tried to physically remove Christy, and now are hyper-focused on identifying her. Her plates came back clean, and Christy had no legal responsibility to provide her ID, and her right to refuse is protected by the 4th Amendment. She seems to know this, but the officers don't appear to be familiar with Section 15, even though they refer to it.
You're required to give me your ID when I ask for it, okay? Under Title 15.
It states that a law enforcement officer may stop any person abroad in a public place whom he reasonably suspects is committing, has committed, or is about to commit a felony, or other public offense, and may demand of him his name, address, and an explanation of his actions. The officers have already stated that they didn't suspect Christie of a crime, and they should have cleared the scene long ago.
That's
This
it.
doesn't have to go
I'm a
any
person
direction other
just
than-
like you two. I'm a person. You do not wake somebody up
You
in a
ask what
car.
you're doing illegal. In the state of Alabama, under Title 15 code, if we ask for who you are and ID, you have to give it to us.
It's illegal.
Yes, to
It's
not give it to
illegal for
me.
me to snap in my car.
Snap or sleep.
To nap
No, that is not
in
illegal.
my car.
Okay.
Tell me what I've been doing that's wrong. You give me a reason.
Okay.
Right now, you've been asked for your identification.
I don't want to give you my ID, okay? Y'all are
We have the
not.
right to detain you until
Well,
you
I have
identify
a
yourself.
right to ask you what your name is.
I've already told you that.
What is it?
Officer Young with Gunnersville Police
Officer
Department.
Young and Mr. Ford.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct.
Tell me
I'm gonna call
what
for
was
the
said.
supervisor.
Y'all get back up. Y'all all come.
16 to
Y'all tell
21.
me. I can't sleep in my
Ma'am,
car.
Ma'am, do you have warrants?
No, I
Can you
don't
be in
have
route
warrants.
to
Stand to
please?
provide
Combative
your
criminal,
identification.
I
refusing
just want
ID.
you to just talk to me like a human being.
And we've both been doing that.
Are we
ma'am.
on different levels here? Y'all on another?
Apparently you are.
No, I was
Do you live in
sleeping.
Louisiana?
Yeah, no, I don't live in Louisiana now.
Okay. How long have you lived in Alabama?
I've lived here 4 or 5 years
Why don't you have an Alabama tag on your vehicle?
because it's my dad's car.
Okay.
You have an Alabama driver's license?
Yes,
The state of Alabama?
yes,
Can you
I
provide
do.
that, please, and show us that you
No.
can prove that?
No,
Okay, well then we're going to have to tow your car and get it out of here because we can't let you drive on our roads since you've
Why
lived here for
not?
5 years without getting an Alabama
no,
driver's license.
I have a Alabama driver's license.
Prove it.
Why is this? Excuse me, ma'am.
Okay, there.
Is it illegal for me to sleep in my car?
I don't know.
Y'all are giving me a runaround. I don't know what y'all
Ma'am,
don't have
the only
anything
person
better to
doing
do.
somebody run around is
No,
you.
why is it illegal?
Because Alabama
Seriously,
says
y'all?
it is.
Ma'am,
Why? What am I doing that is illegal?
you understand that we're here for a welfare check because someone was concerned about
Who's
possibly your health when
concerned?
you were...
I was out
We
there.
don't know who called.
I don't want to lay in the grass. It's windy. I'm cold.
Sleeping's fine, but now you've took it another
It's
level because you won't
yeah,
let us
it's not
identify you.
another level, y'all. I am
Uh-huh.
sleeping in my car, and y'all are coming up to me and bothering me. If I was out there littering or bothering people, and for you not to understand that I'm upset right now is really getting on me too.
No, I
Why?
do not understand.
Where do you
your
live?
upsetness, I guess.
I'm not telling you anything about me.
Well,
I don't want you to know where I live. You know what? Because this is the way you approach me.
We approach you worried about you.
I'm sitting here having a real good nap. The rest of my day was going to be fine.
well, okay.
Seriously.
And you said, okay, where do you work since you said you're on your break?
I'm not
from work?
telling, I don't want to give y'all any of my information now.
Well, we're going to check with
I'll
your,
probably
your
see
office
y'all
'cause,
around.
maybe they're the ones that called if you've been here for 4 hours because you've been on a break, but you've been missing for a while. I
It's
don't
not
know.
a break. I'm off of work. I'm off for the day.
Well, you said you're on a break.
I have tea in my cup.
Okay.
I don't know why y'all are so concerned. What I want to know, what I'm
'Cause we
curious
got a
about,
call. One of our citizens
you
called
got a
about
call
someone
that
in the house.
a girl was in her car sleeping. That's so
A
odd.
female was asleep in the vehicle, yes, or
Okay, and
unconscious or
then
whatever.
now y'all know I'm awake.
Very good.
So what else needs to happen?
Your
Because
Your identity.
no,
Because we've asked for it.
no,
You can go to jail. You understand?
no,
that,
I
right?
can't go to jail. I know that.
I bet you can.
I can't go to jail for being in my car sleeping.
No, you're right. You can't go to jail for that, but you can go to jail for failure to provide your identification.
No, I can't. I
Do you
cannot.
want us to prove that? Because we easily can.
Call your superior.
He's on
I'll
his
assure
way.
you he'll be here and
All
he'll
right.
explain you the exact same
Will
thing.
you tell him? Will you please tell him that y'all woke me up because somebody called you
We
and
would
said,
be-
and then
you do-
instead of leaving me,
He does know the
instead
call
of
we're on.
leaving me, y'all have to have my ID and
Yes,
all
ma'am.
this.
And we've been polite with you, ma'am, so.
Representatives of the state threatening the seizure of property, kidnapping, and false imprisonment are not polite gestures to an innocent citizen. These may appear like the polite thing to do for a law enforcement officer, but any sane person should realize that no one should be subjected to this type of behavior.
No, this is not polite.
I I'm sure it is. I mean, we're just doing our
Y'all,
jobs and checking on somebody.
polite,
and-
but be walking away and just letting it go.
Well,
At this point, no.
that would be fine.
Oh, because you're upset because I'm not giving you an ID.
No, ma'am, it's simply that you've now violated the law of Alabama.
I have not
Now we're-
violated a law. You
How long-
tell me
how
what
long-
law is it? What law is it?
How long have you been a police officer?
I'm not a police officer.
Very well.
What
So
is
you
the
don't
law
know
that
the
I'm
laws, right?
violating?
She is not a police officer, and to my knowledge, nor is she a lawyer. However, her father is.
Attorney General Buddy Caldwell.
What did he tell you?
What is the law?
Title
Yeah,
15, right?
Title 15.
Title 15.
And you're getting on the edge of being
I'm
disorderly.
getting on the edge because you woke me up from a
Okay.
very nice
All
nap. Now I'm having a terrible time. I come to where the hell can I go take a nap?
Ma'am,
At
the
your
nap
house?
is fine. Once again, we're not saying what you were doing was illegal with taking a nap. We're not
Well,
saying
then y'all
that.
don't need.
Nobody has said that.
Do I get to go up to people and just identify them? Hey,
Yes.
Paul.
Could, I suppose.
I'm sleeping at in my car at the lake, and 2 police officers have come up, and one of them
Sure you're
knocked
telling
on
the
my
truth?
window, woke me up, and then told me I needed to give them my ID.
All right.
And I'm sitting here talking to them. Now they want my ID. I told them I work here, and then I'm off of work, and I'm just taking a nap, and they are pursuing this, trying to get my ID. And I'm at the lake, across from the school.
Tag come back to something else too.
Did it?
I'm pretty sure. 16. What did that Louisiana come back to?
That is my dad. I told you that.
10 4. Is that show expired?
He knocked on my window, woke me up, and now they're just begging for my ID because I've got to explain what I was just doing. It's just the truth.
We're not begging for. We're begging for you to not act like this.
Look,
and make this
I
situation
was
worse
gonna
on
act
yourself.
like this before y'all. What?
I imagine that's true.
Yes, it is true because this is how I am.
Okay.
Yes, hold on 1 second.
Yeah. Who is this?
Paul is his name.
Paul what?
Landry.
Who is he to you?
Just answer
Who is
the
he?
phone. He's my husband.
Okay. Mr. Landry. So is your last name Landry? Okay. Paul Landry.
This seems like a good time to remind you to never talk to cops.
You do realize you're making this worse. If you'd have given me your ID, we would have gone
I
on.
wish you would have
You know
just said,
what?
hey, are you okay,
I did.
dear? Are
I
you
did.
all right?
I did, but now I have an obligation. You may be wanted for murder.
I'm not wanted for
Well, I
murder.
don't know that. I don't even know you.
But you shouldn't be able to just go
yes,
up to
ma'am.
my car
yes,
and
ma'am.
just.
I have in the state of
Because
Alabama. I have that
why?
right.
Can you go up to them
Um,
and just
Because the
ask
state
if they're
laws.
having a warrant?
Yes, I can if they're suspicious. You're laying here passed out from
Look,
Louisiana.
let me just tell
we
you
don't
now.
know. Listen to me.
Laying
Listen
down
to me.
and sleeping is not suspicious
Yes, it is.
behavior.
Well,
No, it is not.
okay. Okay.
Look,
So?
you,
All right.
I'm not
Let
going to
me-
rent
let
a
me
hotel
advise you
room
something,
to
okay?
take a nap for like an hour, all
Okay.
right?
All right.
I do things simply.
When you tell me you're not going to give me an ID, and I tell you get out of the car,
Because it's not
I
my
don't know if you're
obligation to
yes,
give you
ma'am.
my ID.
Yes, ma'am.
No,
you live
it
in the
is
state of
not.
Alabama now, not Louisiana.
It's
Okay.
not my. It's still, why should it be an obligation?
Let me tell you this: my boss is coming, and you're going to make this much worse on yourself because he has
well,
no
does he have
tolerance.
nothing better to do?
You asked for
Does
him.
he have nothing better to do?
You
really?
You asked for him, did you not?
You just woke me
Okay.
up from a nap.
Right. We have been polite with you and done all we're going to do at this
No,
point.
you took my
When I
arm
tell
and
you
you were
that- when
about to
I- okay.
break my elbow
Right.
because
Okay.
you would take it there.
Okay. When he
I
gets
know
here.
this.
Okay.
And you don't need to. It's not necessary.
Okay.
Seriously.
All right. Well, I give you your chance to give me your ID. Let us check you out, and we'd have moved on.
You should check their ID. I'm sure
What?
they're on their way somewhere really
Well, if I need to, I will.
But, I mean,
Okay. All you're doing is talking yourself into going to jail. That's
no,
all you're
I'm
doing.
not. I'm trying to make a reasonable conversation.
No, you have not been
As
reasonable.
reasonable as I can get
You're
because I was
becoming
in such a
disorderly.
nice
You're becoming
sleep.
disorderly. You could have
I'm
given me
not
your
disorderly.
Listen to me.
I am not disorderly.
Miss Landry, listen to me.
Disorderly is you grabbing me
Right,
by
when
my
I tell you
arm
get out
and
of the car.
about to break
okay.
my elbow.
Just sit right
okay?
there. Here's my boss.
All right.
No, it
You
ain't.
just be sure to work.
Okay.
Tell him that
When I
you
tell you
woke
get
me
out of the
up
car,
from
I don't know
nap.
if you're reaching for a gun or not.
Oh, is that it? Oh, you thought I was reaching for a gun?
I don't know what you're reaching
Because
for. Okay.
I did this,
That's fine.
and you grab my arm.
Right.
Do so.
Okay.
So why don't you assess what you just did, not blame me for something, all
Okay.
right?
All right.
You know good and well I don't have a gun.
I don't know that. I
Yes,
don't know
you do.
you. You won't tell me who you
gotta
are. I do not know you.
You take each situation as it comes and
Okay.
you evaluate.
How long have you been a police
Don't
officer? Have you ever
escalate
been a
it.
police officer?
No, I've never been
Okay.
a police officer.
Then at this
But
point.
I've been around enough of them to know how
Okay.
they behave.
Okay.
Need a crime somewhere. The second we discover that she's not done that, we walk her over.
Now y'all got this is real good
one, I mean,
taxpayer,
I got 7
good
minutes.
taxpayer money funding right here,
Right,
buddy.
that's fine,
Let me
ma'am.
tell you,
Okay.
you couldn't have handled this by yourself.
Mhm.
You couldn't have just said, "Hey, ma'am, are you all right?"
All right.
I ask everybody
That's
who
it?
we get a call on. Yes, sir,
That
we
is
sure
it.
do.
ALT. She's combative, refusing to give me her ID. I tried to get her out of the car. She
Hey.
pulled away from me. She knows the laws.
Let me talk to you. What's your first name?
My name is Christy.
Okay,
Well,
Christy,
that's
I'm Lieutenant
fine. We're
Case.
going to deal with
Okay.
that first, okay?
Here's the deal. We've got a call on you, okay? I don't know how they do things in the state of Louisiana.
When I'm sleeping.
Listen, okay,
Sure,
if
sure.
you're sleeping in the
There's a
parks,
supervisor
we have a
here
city
now?
ordinance against it.
You can feel free to talk to him.
So here's what I'm telling you, okay?
About the law, okay?
We're gonna ID who you are. If you fail to ID who you are,
Her husband on the
We're
phone.
gonna
This
place-
is who I was talking to.
we're gonna place you under arrest, okay? So I mean, that's just as
Okay,
simple
let
as it
him
comes.
talk to him.
Okay, I'm being real polite to you. You haven't been unpolite to me. I'm just telling you, we've got a call who you on you on a welfare check. Okay, we have a city ordinance against loitering in the parks. If you're sleeping in your vehicle in the parks, it's loitering. It's a city ordinance. We have a right to issue a citation for that. All right. Like I said, you may be from Louisiana. Laws may be different. Right now, you're in Guntersville, Alabama. Okay.
I don't know exactly why me moving from the shore line to my own car and sleeping in my own car during the daytime because
Okay, we have-
everything closes. Please give me my phone back.
Her husband's probably
Thank
still
you.
on there. That's
That's
who I
fine.
was speaking to.
That's
So.
fine. So here's what I'm telling you, man. You've got one option, and that's going to be to hand us your ID or identify who you are by name and birthday so we can figure out who you are. In Alabama, you have to provide identification. If not, you're going to be placed under arrest for obstruction, okay? Now, we don't want to do that. I mean, if you don't have any warrants for anything, we find out who you are, then we find out who you are and we're on our way.
Hello? Okay. All right, bye.
Like I said, you're making this a lot more difficult than it is. We get if you got nothing on your, you got no warrants or anything on you, no reason you can't.
Let me just, I want to go over this.
Okay.
If I call and say that somebody is doing something, y'all automatically can go up to them and then identify them and without any evidence.
It's called an investigation, man. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I was on the shoreline.
If you say somebody was snooping around your house and there was two males walking away from your house, wherever you live, you would expect us to go ID them, right? And find out who they are and why they were around your house, whatever. Correct? If you called, that would be the service that you wanted provided for you, correct?
If somebody walked up to my car,
Okay, here's the thing. You're in a city
I
park.
would see that they're sleeping and I'd leave.
You have a city ordinance against
I
that.
would have been out there sleeping. Is that against the law
Yes,
too?
ma'am, it is.
Well,
It's
awake is not
loitering-
against the law.
Loitering in the parks, yes, ma'am.
What? This is crazy.
So what I'm asking you is, please provide identification,
Hello?
and we'll be on our way.
The complaint is that I'm sleeping. There's an ordinance for Guntersville. That's not true.
It is true.
And they said somebody called. Yes, they said somebody called and
We
complained.
obviously didn't come out just for no reason. Here's the thing that's about to happen.
Who
You're about
called?
you can subpoena that through the court. You're about to be booked
I
under.
can subpoena
Okay.
that through the
You're
court.
about to be booked under Jane Doe. Okay.
Oh, he wants to book me before I find anything else out.
So it's your options. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Either provide ID, give us your name and birthday.
What don't you understand?
No,
You're
ma'am.
investigating.
Right, this is
Instead
part
of
of our
just getting upset at me because I'm
not getting
questioning
upset.
you, why wouldn't you just go?
Well, I'm not.
I still have a little bit of time before I have to go home.
No, ma'am. You're
Y'all
about. Okay. Here's
are
what's about.
trying. Y'all are
okay.
inducing this.
Here's what's about to happen. You're about to be placed under arrest. Your car's going to be impounded. You're going to be booked under Jane Doe. We're going to send your fingerprints off to the FBI. It could take 30, 60, 90 days to come back. You'll be in jail with no bond until then. So it's your option, man. Like I said, I've been real polite to you. That's all I'm asking is for either your ID or your name and date of birth. If nothing on you, then we'll leave. Yeah. She's an Alabama resident.
216, 1027, Alabama.
You're lucky you're already under arrest. For obstruction of government operation. Do you have a valid? Here's what's up.
To be able to sleep in my car when I need to.
You're also going to be trespassed from all members of city parks.
Just let her go.
Doesn't matter. I have a right to do that. Just like if you own a business.
Was about to break my elbow from the, he was pulling on me. He was getting that grip on me. Because he had already told me I was going to be arrested.
He had every right to place you under arrest.
No, that's abuse. Y'all are abusing it.
I'm not abusing anything, man.
This is just y'all trying to prove a damn point is what this is. Yes, it is. And I just want a real investigation, not sleeping with my dang Kleenex right here and my plate of food that I have earned. I mean, it's obvious that I'm not
Just a DRE.
picnicking.
We don't know if you're passed out drunk or if you're
Well,
passed
if you
out
could,
high or
I
you're
mean,
it doesn't
any
matter.
of that.
So she current negative? Anything else?
She just needs to leave as far as I'm concerned. Here you go,
Leave
sir.
your parks and don't return, okay? If you return back, you'll be placed under arrest for criminal trespass.
What are you talking about?
You're being trespassed from all members of city parks. Have a good day.
No, I'm not.
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Give me that in writing. Give me that in writing. Give me that in writing.
Have a good day, ma'am. You've been told, please leave.
What is your name again?
Lieutenant Case. Please leave or you'll be placed under
Lieutenant
arrest.
Case? No. What are you? Lieutenant Case?
Leave or you'll be placed under arrest.
See, y'all are just upset now.
I'm not upset by anything.
After having been told multiple times that she wasn't doing anything wrong, and after providing her ID, even though she didn't have a legal obligation to do so, she was trespassed from all city parks. She continued to argue with the officers about being trespassed and was arrested.
You're lucky you're not already going. I tell you what, y'all want to go ahead and just take her for the obstruction anyway?
Yeah. Stop, you're under arrest.
Oh, ma'am. Please.
This body cam footage shows Landry being placed under arrest by 4 Guntersville police officers, an incident that began after a 911 call about a woman sleeping in her car at the park.
There's Guntersville Police Department's body cam footage, Way 31, obtained from Christy Landry. That's the woman being arrested. Way 31's Adam Lucas spent the day talking to both the Landry family and Guntersville police and tells us how this issue escalated so quickly.
It's a very scary situation when you're being costed for nothing. I mean, at least if I had done something wrong, I would have some guilt about it or something, but here I am being dragged out of my car.
Luckily, her father is James Buddy Caldwell, the ex-Attorney General of Louisiana, and he represented her.
Attorney General Buddy Caldwell.
No crime was committed. This case should be thrown out as a matter of law.
Guntersville police declined to go on camera because it is an ongoing case.
The case was settled and all charges were dropped. Christy received an undisclosed cash settlement and moved out of Alabama. This case is from 2017, and even now, after thousands of cases like this one, officers still have a fatal misunderstanding of the law and often misinterpret overly vague ordinances to squeeze an arbitrary arrest. Never talk to the police. Thanks for watching. If you have a video you'd like me to review, email it or send it in via Facebook Messenger. You can also view this and other content on my website. If you're new here, subscribe for future content. If you've been around for a while, Remember to like, share, and comment down below of what you think of this interaction. Shirts and other goodies are available at the Teespring store linked below. Channel memberships start at just $1 if you'd like to further support the channel and get a slick lack logo next to your name. I'll see you in the next video. All links are down below.